Look at that. I just want to, like I said, my name is Custio Clayton. I'm a welterweight, well, I got to say contender now. And like I said, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. And like I said, I just always want to touch greatness.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
This
My bad.
I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. We are going live.
How's your day?
It's been long. Yeah, I've been like this. I've been like this crazy. I've been probably about 4 times now.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time for us today.
No, for sure. Thank you guys for even wanting to have me on.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm Ryan, by the way. This is Big Mike. Nice to meet you, man.
Sure.
You're born in Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
What was it like growing up there?
Very good. I mean, like I said, I'm from North Preston. Like I said, it's a nice community. I mean, black community. Like I said, everyone. Like I said, it's like anywhere else, really. But I mean, you had the ups and downs. But at the same time, I mean, it's a community that's building right now, and people are starting to understand what it really means.
Did you always want to be in boxing, and how did you get started?
Yeah, I started boxing when I was 9. I had an older cousin that was about 12 when I first started. He went to the gym. I probably lived about 5 minutes away from the gym. He went there one day, come back home, said that he saw this gym that he wanted me to come and check out with him. I went there one day, and from there, man, I just been there, and I said, never stop.
Your first fight was at age 11. Were you scared going into that first one?
See, that one wasn't my first one. That was like the first good one. But I was in the ring probably about 2 times before that.
Okay.
So I mean, regardless, I mean the nerve was freaking crazy. I mean, like I said, being that young, like having all them people around you looking at you, man, it was like the butterflies that would go through your stomach every second. But like I said, we went out there, we had a nice little performance, and we did a great performance.
You got any pre-game meals or rituals?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, usually I just I'm not really into that there stuff. I mean, I stick to my plan. I do a lot of mental work, a lot of other stuff. But I mean, my thing is more like just training, making sure I'm training the right way. And that's what I stick to.
What's one word that would describe you?
I think calm. I mean, I'm very calm. I mean, inside and outside of the ring, I'm relaxed. I find I don't let too much bother me. I mean, no matter what it is, I don't let much bother me.
You want to do it? You qualified for the 2012 Olympics. Describe that feeling when you qualified.
Oh, that was a great feeling. I mean, like I said, when I qualified for there, we had I think it was 5 spots there because that's the time I lost to Errol Spence. I lost to Errol Spence at the World Championship. Yeah. And then we had like 5 spots left, and like I said, I was able to catch that last spot. But that was an amazing feeling. After I got that spot, I'm like, you know what? I got to make sure I perform, which I went, and I represent Canada pretty well.
Yeah, describe the feeling of coming out in the opening ceremony.
Oh my God! Now that opening ceremony was freaking awesome. I mean, like I said, you had like so much athletes there, all over the world. I mean, you had the basketball players there, the runners, everybody. I mean, it was good because we were sitting right beside us. I said, LeBron, my favorite player, man, and I could sit right over there and look at LeBron and Kobe and all them guys just sitting over across me. It's like, man, it was a great feeling. But at the same time, I knew that I was there for a reason too. So I mean, I had to sit there and stay focused. But it was amazing.
So you weren't stargazing too long.
No, not too long. Like I said, I mean, I seen a lot of people running around to them guys, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm here for a reason. I gotta focus on why I'm here.
Did you ever end up meeting them?
No. I mean, like I said, I went to almost the last couple of days, and by that time, everything was basically done. Now, some other athletes was back and forth leaving, so it was different. Like usually boxing usually stays until the end.
Sorry, go ahead.
First Canadian, obviously, to win in 8 years. That must have been a crazy feeling too.
Yeah, no, that was a very good feeling. I mean, like I said, I've been trying to put a mark on it every time. But I mean, just even that year, I mean, we had a lot of great fighters that represented Canada, and I'm just happy to be one of them that qualified and represented Canada as well.
Do you have a favorite movie?
You know what? I mean, I would have to say I like Ice Cube's movie. I'm a big Ice Cube fan.
Yeah.
I like a lot of stuff that he does. So I mean, I would have to say Friday is one of my nice movies, like the first movie. I like that.
If you weren't a professional boxer, what would you want to be professionally?
See, that's a good one. I really don't even like. I've been boxing since 9, so I mean, that stuff never ever really even come across. I mean, even when I was like in school, I took 2 years off, but I always had in my mind that boxing was what I wanted to do. So even though I took 2 years off, my focus was still I'm gonna go back to boxing. So I mean, I never thought about nothing else other than boxing.
And in 2014, you decided to go pro, signing a 3-year deal, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Would you say that was a big accomplishment in your life, or did you? Because you must have got paid for that.
I would say. I would say. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm one of them guys that I have a couple of things I want to achieve. I mean, like the first one, like I said, when I was amateur, it was winning multiple Canadian championships, which I did. Then after I got to a certain age, it was like I seen like Pascal, other guys qualifying for the Olympics. So my thing was I wanted to go to the Olympics. So I mean I achieved that. Then after that it was I think most fighters once you go pro, it's you want to fight for a world title. I mean you want to win it, but I mean at the same time you want to get the opportunity to fight for it. And I've achieved that right now. So my goal right now is now to get another shot and actually win that world title. So that's my next accomplishment that I'm hoping that I achieve.
Yeah, obviously 2020, January, you scored the 8-round knockout of Diego Ramirez to retain the WA title. That was a crazy fight.
WBA.
Yeah. No, that was a good fight. I mean, listen, you have your them type of fights where a lot of the fights where you're preparing for something and you don't like then last minute you get because he was to be real another one of them fighters where I know about him for but I think 3 weeks. So at the same time, he was one of the fighters where it was last minute, but at the same time, you got to prepare for anybody you step in the ring with, no matter who you are. And that's something that I always stick to. I prepare for whoever I'm in the ring with.
If you could fight any boxer in their prime, who would you want to step in there and throw down with?
Man, I mean, there's a couple guys that you like. I mean, that just to share the ring with them would be amazing. I would have to say, if I was able to get an opportunity, which that's done, I think I would have. I would have to say Ray Leonard. I would. I mean, Ray Leonard to me is, like I said, Roy Jones is one of my favorite, but Ray Leonard is someone that I watch all the time. No matter what, his fights, I can watch his fights all the time.
What do you think of Mike Tyson coming back?
Him and Roy Jones, like I said, some people look at it as, I mean, they're so old that they shouldn't be, but at the same time, there's two legends, and you got to look at it as, I mean, it's supposed to be a charity event. The most important part is Mike Tyson, the type of guy that he fights no matter what. Roy Jones, got to make sure that he don't get hit. But at the end of the day, I think you just want to make sure that they both be able to get up the ring safely. I think that's one of the big things people would look for.
Yeah, they're both still in great shape. I've seen some of those videos of Tyson training, and it's just like, wow, that guy's just still crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, he's a guy that's coming from friggin' like I forget how much he weighed, but to show that no matter how old you are, all you gotta do is be determined. And look, I mean, he showed that, and I mean, you gotta give him credit for all that.
Hopefully they make it out of there with 2 years. I seen this one meme today. It was Evander Holyfield with a mask, but it was hanging down because he couldn't keep the other half on his ear.
Obviously,
I think what would they had
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I see what would they had a little thing with Holyfield ear hanging off, and Mike Tyson sitting there saying he needed another piece. But like I said, I mean, these memes be so comical.
19 pro fights, 18 wins, 12 being by knockout. What's your favorite way to win? Obviously by knockout.
I think everyone would say you would rather you want to win by knockout because at the end of the day it don't go to the judges. But for me, I mean, people didn't know. I think what people were surprised about is my boxing ability, and I think preparing to make sure that you're able to do 12 rounds, I think is a big thing. To me, I say the knockout, but at the same time, I mean, I don't look for the knockout. If it comes, it comes. But my thing is to go there, put on a performance.
Yeah, talking about the judges, obviously, going back to your last fight, the draw. I definitely thought you won that. Can you elaborate a bit?
Yeah, I mean, to me, when it comes to the judges, like I tell everybody, that's something you can't even complain about. I mean, the judges is there for a reason. They don't always get it right, but at the same time, I mean, you gotta accept what the judges say. Like I said, it happened in the Olympics. It happened again now, but at the end of the day, I know that everyone that's seen the fight knows that I won. I know I won, but I mean, the judges, it's on them. But at the end of the day, I mean, look, I mean, they're still judges. So I mean, if they see what they see, I gotta still give them the credit they do.
Sometimes I'm wondering if they're even watching the fight.
I couldn't hear that one.
Sometimes I wonder if they're even watching the fight.
Well, I seen a fight. I just seen a fight recently, probably about a week ago, and they caught the judges actually looking at his phone. So right now I don't really know what the judges be doing right now. Like they actually got him on camera playing with his phone.
Holy,
unbelievable!
So I don't know if it's a pandemic thing or is that what they've been doing. I don't know, but like I said, that's what they've been doing. And like I said, it's a sin because boxers and everyone goes there. Training every day, put their bodies through a lot, and then when they don't get a fair shake, I mean, it's hurtful. But at the end of the day, it's nothing you can do about it.
You'll get another shot, anyways. We know that.
No, I believe that. I believe another one will come. I mean, if it's not the same one, I say a bigger one will come. I mean, I'll be ready for it.
Hey, Biggie or Tupac?
I'm always a Biggie fan because I just like the flow. But I mean, when it comes down to it, I think you got to go with Tupac. But I mean, I'm a Biggie guy. I like the way Biggie flows. To me, Biggie, Nas, I'm them type. I like them type of guys.
Well, it's election night, so Trump or Biden?
I'm not big on the election. I don't really look at it too much. I can't really say. I don't really follow them like that. But I mean, I think everyone, I don't know, some people want to change, some people don't. Look, I really don't even know. I mean, from what I've seen, they say Trump is doing pretty good, but then Biden's doing pretty good. We just going to have to wait and see.
On that note, 50 Cent or Ja Rule?
I got to go with 50. I have to go with 50. Got to.
That's what I would have said, too. I was always...
I can't hit the Ja. I can't go with the Ja. I got to go with 50.
Yeah, that was a one-sided fight, that one.
Exactly.
What's your ring entrance music? Your favorite?
I switch up most of the time. I mean, most of the time, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Sometime I've been had a little bit of Drake going in. I mean, like I said, being from Canada, I put some Drake in there. Like I said, I've been had 50 Cent in there. I switch it up most of the time. So I mean, like I said, next fight we don't know what I'll get. I mean, maybe depends on who I'm going against. Like I said, it all depends on who I'm up against and what type of music I'm into at the time.
Who inspired you as a young athlete?
I had to say Roy Jones. Okay. I mean, I looked at Roy Jones a lot, but at the same time, my cousin Kurt. I looked at him a lot too. Kurt Johnson with me and him pretty close. So I would have to say him as well.
You play fantasy football?
No.
No. Okay. You watch football? Like football?
No, I like the highlights. I find that it's just a little too much stopping for me. I like the highlights. I can sit there and watch all day.
Do you have a personal highlight of yourself or a low light?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm starting to get a lot of them right now. I would have to say this one would be a nice one, but the Olympic was a big thing for me. I think the Olympic was I had a lot of highlights for at the Olympics.
How many hours a week do you spend in the gym?
I would have to go with I train 6 times a day, probably train 3 times, most of the time 3 times a day, 2 at the most. I had at least each one about an hour to hour and a half, almost 2.
Okay. After you train for this huge fight, you finish the fight, you win the fight, what's your go-to meal? Is there something that you're just craving? You're like, oh, I worked so hard for this?
That's what I say to everybody. I think getting home would be the best. Once you get home the next day, get a meal because, like I said, get someone to cook my woman to cook a very good meal. But after the fight, I find that the only thing is usually open at that time of night is like either a McDonald's or a fast food restaurant. It's like you need to eat something, and I think that's what most athletes go to right after.
Any idea when your next fight's going to be?
I'm hoping sometime next year. I mean, right now it's been a good year for me. It's already November. December is a little too quick. So, I mean, if I got a call for then, I think I would have to push it to sometime next year. I mean, I want to be able to enjoy my Christmas with the family this year. And then sometime hoping maybe February next year, I would hope I'm back in the ring.
And hopefully we could get some fans in there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it must be tough with no fans.
It is, but I think once you're in the ring, I mean, I've did that as an amateur. Went to competitions where there was no fans there. But then at the end of the day, when you're in that ring, I think you're so focused on what's in front of you that it's really hard to even notice the fans. I mean, it's hard to really notice the fans. The main person you hear is your coach, and the fans, you don't even really hear them. You hear a bunch of the noise, but you're too zoomed in that you got to concentrate on what's in front of you.
Do you have a dream venue?
I would have to say I would love to fight. I have to say in Vegas. The Vegas. I would have to say that I've been there for the Pacquiao fight. It was an amazing experience, and for me, I would like to fight there. And then you got to say, I guess in New York. Yeah, I would have to say that too. So I mean, if I could get a fight, yeah, exactly. If I could get a fight in both of them, I mean, like I said, I think that'll complete the dream that I'm looking for.
What major events did you come to get to where you are now?
I would just say just everything I did as an amateur. I mean, as an amateur, I've traveled all over the world. I've been a lot of places, and I think just getting all that experience, that's the thing that helped me for right now. I mean, like I said, I know I turned pro at 27, but to me, I think the experience played a big factor, and I think, like I said, I feel I'm in a very good place right now. I mean, yeah, I see people talk about age and everything, and yeah, that do make a big deal, but I find that you get it where it is some fighters that go pro very early. But then I think it's how you treat the body, because the fighter that go pro early, if they're in wars very early, they don't even make it till they're in their 30s. So I mean, I think it all depends on how you treat your body, and I think Bernard was someone that actually showed that well.
Yeah, obviously. What's your go-to punch and your go-to combo?
I think I keep it simple. I try to keep everything simple. I like the left hook. But I mean, I think it all depends on what the opponent gives you. I mean, when people say style make fights, I think it's true. I mean, everything you do on one opponent, it don't work on the other. So I mean, I think style make fights, and you got to just adapt to what's in front of you.
What would your spirit animal be? Like, if you were an animal, what would you be?
Man, I have to say a lion, man. I have to say that I could be a lion. I could be like I said, I'm calm. But then when I need to attack, I can attack. So I mean, I would have to say that.
Obviously, Lennox Lewis being one of the best Canadian boxers. Have you met him?
Yeah, I met Lennox Lewis before. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Hey, we can't thank you enough for taking your time today and coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I much appreciate it as well.
We can't wait to cheer you on for the rest of your career. We know you're going far, and we want to see you win that title.
Thank you. Thank you guys.